Well, I just got back home from my summer vacation and my whole backyard was dead. So today is day one of backyard renovation. I'm just messing. I actually killed this off right before I went on vacation. I sprayed Roundup all over everything and I intentionally killed my lawn. I was tired of my lawn looking like this, which it looked not far off from this before I left. And I want it more to look like that. Now, if you've been following me for a bit, I actually replaced this part of my lawn last year with this Tiff-Tuff Bermuda grass. This is the kind of grass you find on golf courses all throughout the South. Anywhere where it's hot, this stuff loves the heat. So what I'm doing is I'm doing the same thing again. I'm replacing that other grass that doesn't like the heat with this awesome grass that I can make into a golf course. So if you've never heard of Bermuda grass, one of the coolest things about it is that it loves to be cut short. Right now I'm cutting this at about 1/2 inch. Now that Bermuda that I'm cutting back there is not to be mistaken with the Bermuda that's back in your woods that's wild, pops up in your flower beds. Kind of like that stuff. One of the main differences between wild Bermuda and the stuff that I have in my yard is that wild Bermuda, common Bermuda, spreads by seed. Stuff I have in my yard will not. If its seeds blow in the flower bed, it will not sprout Bermuda in my flower bed because it is sterile. This stuff will get everywhere fast, super invasive. And as you can see, it's already taking over my backyard, which is another reason why I got rid of the fescue and I'm putting this in, because that will be able to compete with the wild Bermuda. The sod's a few months old now, so you're gonna wanna stick around to the end for an update, and I also have some pretty awesome news for you. Alrighty, so it's the next day and we have all the tools of the trade ready to go. So step one is we're gonna take the mower and scalp it down. I'm gonna put it on the lowest setting and bag up as much debris as I can doing that. That's just the easiest way to start it off. Once that's done, we're gonna hit it with the Sun-Joe dethatcher. This thing has a few different attachments, but we're using the tines right now. It also has blades that cut vertically, but that's not gonna be really that helpful. This will grab all the debris and yank it up, and that'll leave us a good layer to start tilling with. So the brands of products that I use, this one's a Cub Cadet. That was like the cheapest mower. I used to work at Tractor Supply headquarters and I bought that a few years ago. It served me amazing. It always starts right up. For the dethatcher, I'm using this Sun-Joe corded. Yes, you have to attach a cord, but it's cool because it has 2 interchangeable cylinders like I was talking about. For the tiller, I have this Ryobi. It's a 13.5 amp tiller. It's, you know, it does the job great for loose soil, but this is pretty compacted, so I might have to run over and grab my father-in-law's Cub Cadet tiller, which is gas powered and a lot stronger. We'll see. For yanking all the debris, we got the Gorilla cart in the background, which is probably one of my favorite tools that I have. That's a lot of material. All right, step one is complete and it's hot. Had to go get a hat on. I was baking out here, but next up, getting out the Sun-Joe dethatcher. We're gonna rip all the rest of the crap that's up and get it out of here. Get it ready for tilling. This thing sounds like a vacuum cleaner. I love when Hannah gets intrigued with our projects. She took it over. Alrighty, folks. It's backyard renovation day 2. What we got done yesterday was scalping with the mower, and then we did a bunch of dethatching. I ended up not even being able to film that much of that because it was just so hot out, the camera was dying, and it was rough. I got out the Ryobi tiller, that little thing that I get made fun of all the time for, And I got this corner knocked out and it is looking awesome. It was a good idea to decide to till everything up. It was super compacted. I know it's still dry out, but I think that's gonna really help the sod taking root and stuff, especially when it's July and it's hot. But that's the growing season for Bermuda, so that's what I'm gonna do. Worked last year. I mean, look at that. So today, I'm gonna knock out the little areas with that small tiller, but I also went and picked this up. I'm gonna get this thing ripping. This is what everything looks like. I think I'm gonna have to go like 2 or 3 passes over it just to get it real fine. And then after this, I'm gonna come in with some compost and some sand and level this whole area and get it ready for the sod. But step one is just to get rid of all this crap. And I think there's a massive rock right here, so we'll have to see. I'm gonna try to get as much footage today, but like I said, it's hot as heck, so I don't know if this stuff can withstand it, but we'll see. Let's get to it. All right, this thing's a beast. Let's get this job started. Let's time lapse this. This is turning into a 3-day project just to get it down to dirt, but we got it there. The last step, and this was the hardest step when I made my putting green over there, or what was my bent grass putting green. It's all cooked now, but this is easily the hardest part, and that's once you have all the debris, you rake it up into these piles, then you gotta sift it, and that part just sucks. It's really time consuming. I have a sifter right there that I made. It's just taking too long, and it's not getting enough dirt, so it's just not worth my time. I got one of those compost spreaders over there, and that did an alright job, but it takes forever to dump it out. So there's just different parts of each process that make it really difficult to, you know, get going and get in a rhythm. So I'm kind of at the point where I'm just picking up my hands. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 8 piles left, and we've gotten all that side done. And you really just need to do that in order to then run the leveling rake, or in this case, leveling drag over it, so we can level out all this bumpiness, then bring in a lot of bit of sand. And the sand will have leveling properties. You know, you go to a beach and the waves run over the sand and it levels itself out. That's how I got the putting green over here so level, and hopefully get some rain this week, and then it'll be, you know, ready to go, ready for sod. I'll tune in once I'm done with all that. Oh, sand, it's good to see ya. We're on to that part of this project. It's going on 5 days now, and it's getting a little hectic, and we're kind of having to wrap things up just because something I can't really complain about. Yup, we got storm clouds moving in. Basically for the next week or so, we have rain possibilities every single day, which like I said, I'll never complain about. But when it comes to A, laying sod, and B, spreading sand, it doubles the weight of both those things. You don't need it to be level. You need it to be smooth. That's a common misconception. It's okay to have some bumps and stuff, but like on a highway, it needs to be gradual. That's what we're going for. All right, so this is where we're leaving it. Tomorrow we're going to pick up sod at 8 a.m. I'm gonna have to leave super early. We're gonna have a towing rig. It's gonna be the biggest thing I've ever towed, so see you in the morning. Well, we made it out to the Bermuda paradise right here. There's my pallet of Tahoma 31. Well, I got 2 pallets actually, but boom, check that out. There you go, right over the axle. That's the way to do it. Nice. Nice. All right, so there's 2 products I'm gonna put down before we lay the sod. One is this Humic DG from Anderson's. That's gonna help with the roots and all that get established. The other thing is this is starter fertilizer from Petromax. It's called Green Start Guaranteed. So we'll get those down and then we'll start laying it. All right, well the Humic goes down real easy. Let me knock that out quick. So for the starter fert, I actually have a pretty cool way of putting that down. If you have never seen me use this is the Petra 5000, HD 5000. It's a backpack sprayer, but it actually came on this cart here. It came with this little pew-pew nozzle. I don't think you can say that on here anymore. That actually gets it down real quick. Check this out. Cut. Home run.
Wow.
Perfection. She's a quilter. Patchworker.
Done.
Done. It has been an absolutely long day. 2 pallets of sod, 90-degree weather, 13 hours, I think, something like that. Han, you ready to do this again?
Absolutely not.
Yes, she is. She ran the brigade today. What do you think of sodding?
I'm wiped. It's worth it.
Yeah, it's pretty worth it. We got this whole area that's next time, right?
Right.
Okay, well that's that for that project. We've got the Melnor sprinkler set up. I'm gonna set up the timer so I don't have to worry about that anymore. Han, any wise words?
No.
We're absolutely cooked. Pretty soon, that area will be looking like this, so.
What do you think?
Coco, what do you think about the new Bermuda?
Hop up on the water.
Do you approve of mommy and daddy's work? Yeah? You excited to be able to play soccer back there? Yeah, we are pumped too. So now that it's September and the sod's been down for almost 2 months, how's it doing? Well, it's amazing. It was amazing how quickly it grew in. I swear we were mowing it after 2 weeks. It was rooted after, you know, a couple days. And we got a little worried there because you could see some pieces in the front were a lot darker. We thought that was a good thing at first, but I think they had been over fertilized and they just kept drying out. We thought we were gonna lose them, but they ended up just pulling through and everything was fine. I mean, Bermuda's wicked tough, so I wasn't too worried about it, but as you can see, it all turned out fine. There are definitely some spots that I'm gonna have to do some leveling on. You can see here where it's scalping. We've been mowing it a little bit. At this point, it's slowed down a bunch, but it's still scalping right there, but nothing a little sand can't fix. And then on the other side over here, we have some dry areas, but I'm assuming that's just temporary. And we were able to get this raised bed built, which is awesome. I didn't film any of that just because it was a birthday present to myself this summer. I had built this and just came out here and relaxed and knocked it out. And it looks pretty cool. I love how it's level right there on the grade and it goes into the hillside, so pretty happy with that. We don't have anything in it yet just because dirt's wicked expensive. We just kind of want to plant a wildflower native prairie garden thing here. Those are pretty easy to maintain, plus it brings in all sorts of wildlife, which is awesome. And then we'll do some sort of tree down there. We're in zone 7, I think, so if you have any suggestions on that, just plop it in the comments. Pretty big space. It has 12 foot by 12 foot by 12 foot. Obviously it'll all be filled with dirt. Whatever you do, don't suggest tomatoes or black raspberries because they're already taking over our entire life. Look at these things. Black raspberries are going crazy. Tomatoes, I'm not a fan of. I never eat tomatoes. Plus it's just stinky to touch those plants. So after having it for 2 months, I can even compare it to the Tiff Tuff. The Tahoma is over there, the Tiff Tuff is right here. Tahoma is already a lot darker green, and the way it spreads is completely different. It spreads a lot faster, and it seems to grow up a lot slower. This Tiff Tuff did great this year. We turned it into a putting green. We had it all the way down to like 0.25 at one point. You can see the hole over there. But I did try something here with the Tahoma that proved how fast it spreads laterally. I took a bunch of plugs from here and I plugged them out front. Come check it out. And keep in mind, I did this 1 month ago and it's not even the peak growing season around here. So I plugged this spot with about 60 plugs and it took a month to get to here. Obviously it'll fill in next year, but I'm super proud of that. Now the awesome news that I have to share with you happened right here and super excited to tell you about it. All right, so y'all saw Hannah help me lay all this sod, and although this was my idea, she was kind of like the chief executive of this project. You know, she picked out all the patterns, how we were gonna lay it. I was gonna do it a completely dumb, stupid way, and she corrected me and she was like, oh, this will be a better way. So we got to going, and about halfway through we got to right there and I was just beat up. I was completely tuckered out from doing all the prep work and just being outside in the sun for like 4 days straight in 95-degree weather, and I just got a wicked migraine. I was like, I gotta just sit down. She like forced me to go inside and sit down because she knew if I didn't, we wouldn't be finishing that sod today. So I went and laid down and she just stuck with it. She was out here just knocking out pallets. I thought she was gonna come inside too. I just laid down for a second. I went back outside and she had made a bunch of progress and we were just sitting there and I was looking at her and I realized not many people love grass as much as I do, and not many people would support someone who loves grass as much as I do. So it was really sweet of her to do that, and she really cared and she was doing it on her own. She was excited about the project, and it's kind of like one of those realizations. If you find someone who gets excited about things that you get excited about, then that's kind of like true love. And not to get all sappy, but so we were sitting right here and I was just looking at her and she was so happy out here doing what I love to do and, you know, sharing the excitement with me. So I actually asked her if she wanted to get married while we were laying sod. As much as that's not every girl's dream, she was elated, and we went down to a courthouse and we ended up getting married. So that all happened because of this Tahoma. So if we ever sell this house, I'm gonna rip up that patch right over there and bring it with me because it'll always be something to remember. That's the awesome news. Just felt like I should share it. So you can find value in anything. Yeah, I hope you guys have a great day and stick around because we got bent grass projects coming in. We got a lot of fall seeding projects. That's gonna be pretty hectic. So hopefully I can get some more footage of all that.